cocaine, ma'am.
Somebody giving out free cocaine?
No, ma'am. I didn't. I'm not making an excuse. I'm accepting responsibility for my actions, but I wasn't aware that it was cocaine.
Like they sprinkling cocaine in your Jack Daniels now? Your Hennessy is coming with Coke. It's Co-Hennessy?
Ezra Stokes returned to a Georgia courtroom on a probation violation after testing positive for alcohol and cocaine. He had also failed to complete a required substance abuse evaluation and had not paid as instructed. The judge reminded him that his original reckless driving sentence was already a gift. Stokes said he had been trying to find a treatment program he could afford. He also admitted drinking alcohol, but when the positive cocaine test came up, he insisted he had never bought cocaine and did not know how it got into his system. That explanation quickly became the focus of the hearing. The question was whether the judge would accept that explanation or see it as another reason not to trust him on probation.
All right, Mr. Stokes, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, I do.
All right, you can put your hand down, Mr. Stokes. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Ezra Lamont Stokes, 2022 CR 06245. You're before this court for a petition for revocation of probation. You were before this court on the that 22nd day of June on 2026, and you were sentenced to 12 months on probation. You have 10 months and 9 days remaining. The sentence was not told. You were sentenced for reckless driving. It says you failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits. You have tested positive for cocaine and alcohol at the Clayton County Probation Office on July 21st, 2026. You failed to complete alcohol and drug evaluation. So you were supposed to sign up to be evaluated to see if you needed further treatment. You did not do that. And you failed to pay as instructed. Mr. Lynch is representing you. Mr. Lynch, what are we doing about Mr. Stokes?
Judge, I explained to him, the conditions of not consuming alcohol or other drugs while on probation. I think when the probation office initially tested him, he did admit to consuming alcoholic and some alcoholic beverages prior to that. We are going to ask the court to accept the recommendation from the probation office. I know that's going to require him to test on every report. He's indicated that he doesn't plan on continuing any usage or consumption of alcohol, and that's where we are.
A probation violation can lead to continued supervision, stricter conditions, or part of the remaining sentence being revoked. In Stokes' case, the violations included positive alcohol and cocaine tests and failure to complete the required substance abuse evaluation. The question was what consequence the judge believed those violations justified.
Mr. Stokes, come close to the red microphone because you and I might have to have a conversation. So, yes, Mr. Stokes, I'm clear. So the reckless driving was a gift. Because I really feel like it was DUI, but that's what they worked out. I'm fine with that. But because of that, you were on recommendations to keep you on the straight and narrow. One of those was that you're not to have alcohol or illicit drugs. I know I say it the same way every time, so I know you heard it. And the other was that you will be randomly screened for alcohol and drugs. And the other is that you need to go to a substance abuse evaluation program and any treatment that they order. So all of those things were not done. Tell me, sir, why should I trust that we should put you back on probation if that's the recommendation? Why should I trust that?
With as far as the alcohol program, I didn't do that. But when I went to my probation officer the first time, I took the urine test. Then I left, and then I had to come back to the probation office. The day I got arrested, I did have my community service paperwork in my pocket, and I didn't have a chance to get to the alcohol treatment plan because I was trying to find one that I could actually afford. But when I got arrested that day, I came prepared I had my community service documentation in my pocket, and I was prepared to pay my probation fine.
Okay, well, let's talk about how you just stumbled upon cocaine.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, that's an intentional thing because from what I understand, it's expensive. So you could afford cocaine, but you couldn't afford the class.
I didn't buy cocaine, ma'am.
Somebody giving out free cocaine?
No, ma'am, I didn't. I'm not making an excuse. I'm accepting responsibility for my actions, but I wasn't aware that it was cocaine.
Somebody just giving out free cocaine and not even telling you to get so they can get their cocaine credits?
I don't know how to answer that if somebody was giving out free cocaine.
Like they sprinkling cocaine in your Jack Daniels now? Your Hennessy is coming with Coke. It's Co-Hennessy?
However they did it, I don't know what they're doing, but I didn't purchase any cocaine. I don't have the money to purchase cocaine. Right now I'm trying to get disability. I have 4 brain aneurysms, so I don't
But
have the
yet
money to buy cocaine.
you you tested positive for cocaine. I'm so
Yes, ma'am.
confused.
I understand. I'm confused too.
Cause sir, I kid you not. I go get my annual physical, they take blood and everything. Not once have I ever accidentally tested positive for cocaine.
Georgia courts have handled similar probation violations before. In Miller versus State, a positive cocaine test led to probation revocation, with substance abuse treatment becoming part of the court's response. In Moten versus State, failure to participate in required substance abuse treatment became a revocation issue. And Johnson versus State shows an important distinction when money is involved. Inability to pay is not automatically the same as refusing to comply. Together, these cases show why the reason behind each probation violation matters when a judge decides what happens next.
Not once. Like not once have I ever said, Doc, you found what? Cocaine? Not once have I ever had to say that.
I understand.
Okay. What's the recommendation, Ms. Chang?
Your Honor, probation recommends that 5 days be revoked, credit for time served, return to probation, test each report, and complete the evaluation by August 31st.
He's going to go to a community support meeting too. Is that already on there or is he?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Mr. Stokes, you're going to have to be especially careful because most people just have to avoid, not consuming the drugs and alcohol. But you got to watch out for who's sneaking drugs into your alcohol. And that's going to be a lot. So what I need you to do is to be extremely careful and to follow my directions and my orders as I have stated, because you will be randomly tested. And I just don't understand how they're just giving out free cocaine and they just happen to pick you to be the recipient of free cocaine and then not tell you that they were giving out free cocaine. I just don't even understand that. But, we're going to do what we do. So I'm going to revoke 5 days, give you credit for time served, return you back to probation. You're going to test for substances each week at each report. You're going to complete your evaluation by August 31st, and you'll begin any treatment that they order. Be honest on the evaluation because you've already this is a hearing, so you don't know if the evaluator has the ability to see your paperwork or not. So if you're lying, they may be able to catch you in it. So just be honest. Also, you're going to go to 1 community support meeting per week. And you're going to produce that documentation to your probation officer. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right. So, Mr. Stokes, listen, I've been doing this a while. All right. Mr. Stokes, you can go back with the sheriff's office. Just remember what I said. Be honest with yourself.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
Honor.
All right.
A probation violation does not automatically mean the same consequence in every case. The judge has to look at what was violated, the explanation behind it, and whether probation can still work. Stokes admitted drinking alcohol, but said he did not knowingly use cocaine and insisted he never bought it. That led the judge to question how cocaine could end up in his system without him knowing, even asking whether someone was somehow giving out free cocaine or putting it in his alcohol. The court also considered that Stokes had not completed his required substance abuse evaluation. In the end, 5 days were revoked with credit for time served. He was returned to probation, ordered to test at each report, complete the evaluation by August 31st, and attend weekly community support meetings. Do you believe Stokes could have tested positive for cocaine without knowing how it got into his system? Or should the judge have imposed a tougher consequence? Tell me in the comments. If you want more cases like this, subscribe.